What's up, y'all? It's your girl EJ, and welcome back to the recap, y'all. Now, today we're going to be talking about The Chi Season 6, Episode 2. Now, y'all know I like to break my videos up, so on this particular episode, we're going to be talking about Emmett, Keisha, Tiff, and Rob. So, in this particular episode, we are going to see that Keisha and Emmett seem to be getting back to a good spot, per se, because we know that they were definitely not in that honeymoon phase anymore because of some of the ways that, Emmett was moving around and this whole situation with him and Duda, and then the fact that he bought, his ex-wife, the mother of his child, a vehicle. It was just a lot going on, but these two seem to be, getting back to normal, and Keisha is going to get her house. Duda told him, just buy her a house, buy her a bigger space. Now, of course, when Emmett tells Keisha that Duda is going to end up being the one to help him out with this, she's not really feeling this at all. And, to be fair, a lot of the times a woman's intuition is right about something, and, all these red flags keep going off for her. But our boy Emmet is determined to ride with Duda because Duda is giving him everything that he promised. And at the end of the day, it can be hard to walk away from the type of money that Emmet is finally getting, and him getting to where he really wants to be and being able to do the things that he has wanted to do all this time. So at the same time, it's very understandable why he isn't walking away from it, because that almighty dollar, y'all, it can get a chokehold on some people. So it is what it is. Now, there is going to be a point when Emmett's dad is going to come talk to him, and he's going to tell him that all of that stuff doesn't mean anything if you don't have a good woman to come home to. He lets him know that he did all of that stuff, had the money, and, was doing this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, he really had nobody to share any of that with. And Emmet lets him know, but hey, look, I do have a good woman. But at the same time, he's basically trying to give him some advice and let him know that, Duda ain't the person that you should be really rocking with. But it's going to be hard for Darnell to really have any major influence over Emmett's decisions because he wasn't in his life like he should have been, because he wasn't the father that he should have been. Now, although they have reconciled and they have made amends and they're trying to move forward and have a, better relationship, it still doesn't take away the fact that he wasn't there in those early years. So of course, when he tries to give him, sound advice about this Duda situation, he's not going to be able to see his father's advice. He's going to look at the person who he perceives as a success. And despite all the ish that Duda does, in Emmett's mind, he has kept it real with him, and he has definitely did all the things that he said he would do for him. So, that's kind of how he rocking with this at this point. Now, we are going to see that once he gets over there to the house to look at the house, Duda's like, look, just go ahead and do it. And then the guy, thank goodness this guy has some, some common sense, because I'm like, dude, you're about to be right back in the doghouse again. You're about to be right back where you started listening to Duda, but, the guy's like, look, talk to your girl first and then come back. And then he does just that. He ends up bringing Keisha back to the place. They look at it, they love it, and she just lets him know, like, look, Duda needs to know that this is not a give me. This is definitely a loan. So looks like Keisha and Emmet are going to be homeowners. Now, Keisha does let him know, like, look, my name has to be on this mortgage. So hopefully these two are going to end up, getting married real soon, because they putting assets in both of their names and all that type of stuff. I'm just saying, I'm just out here playing devil's advocate a little bit here. I hope that that's where they're headed, because at the end of the day, we all know that stuff like this can get messy, but we're rooting for Keisha and Emmet. So hopefully, everything will be all good. Okay, y'all, so moving on to Tiff and Rob. In this particular episode, when we first meet up with Tiff, she's going to be going to the infamous Dante's house. We all know that Dante is her client, but he was also the person that she tried to get that get back with from Emmet. When she found out that Emmet cheated on her with Dime, then she decided that she was going to cheat on Emmet with Dante. So that's kind of where their relationship is, but they ain't got nothing going on anymore at this point. She just his supplier, but when she get there, he has another supplier there, and this is when we're going to meet Cairo, and we're going to learn that Cairo actually grows his own product and that he has really good product, and that Dante only exclusively smokes his stuff. He just continues to buy from Tiff just because. But this is going to get Tiff to thinking, because Cairo is going to put a bug in her ear, like, you don't even know what's in the product that you're selling. And he makes a good point. So this is going to be real interesting, because now Tiff is going to go to the mindset of thinking about ownership, which I don't have any problem with at all. I feel like, you know, people should want to own things versus, you know, being the middleman. And she's going to bring this back to Rob, and she's going to let him sample the product, and he likes the product and all this type of stuff. But Tiff is still thinking in the sense of, you know, him being their plug. But Rob is going to let her know, like, look, I just made a deal with Duda. You know, he's giving me a better deal than what Q gave me. And at the end of the day, Tiff is just like, we need to get off from under Duda's crazy self. And to be fair, she's absolutely right. But we all know that this is not going to be easy. Just stuff like this always ends up going left. Now, they are going to end up meeting with Cairo, and Cairo is going to, you know, drop a little bit of knowledge on them about them owning their own, instead of them taking 15% or whatever the percentage is. Like, why not own your own? Like, he's about getting people to get into that mindset, and he's just really about educating and helping this product to really grow, because he's like, once the government gets their hands on it, then, you know, it is what it is. You know, you're not really gonna get rich off of this. And, you know, he was just dropping a lot of, he was just trying to help them out. And then she was like, would you be willing to invest? And he was like, then I would own it, you know. And he like, I already own, you know, this, that, the third, and all of this, but you need to find your own investor, and then I'll show you how to do so. So as they go back to the crib or whatever, you know, most of us, at least I don't want to speak for everybody, but it felt like Rob had money, you know. So she says the same thing, like, you know, I know you got money or whatever, you know, let's, you know, invest in this. And he was like, I don't have money, my family has money. And then she asked about the house, and he says that the house was an investment house that his mom invested in, and he's just a tenant. So we learned right then that, you know, Rob doesn't really have money like that. So with that being said, Tiff is like, look, we need to own our own business. You don't want to have to ask your family for anything. Then we need to do this, you know. And she's like, look, go ask your mom for it. And he doesn't really want to ask his mom for it. And she's like, look, go get that money so that we can, you know, do what we need to do. So I wasn't even mad at Tiff about this, to be honest. Like, she's just saying, like, go and ask your mama for the money. I mean, to be fair, like, people can only say yes or no when it's all said and done. And, you know, I'm going to get to the part of what actually happens when they actually get there. But this isn't Tiff's fault that his mom is low-key psycho. You know what I'm saying? She just trying to get the money so that they can start their own business and get off from under all of these people. So anyway, when Rob actually gets there and he talks to his mom, and this one we find out that Lynn Whitfield is actually playing his mom, and we find out that she's Q's sister. And she's really upset about, you know, the Q situation, and about how somebody dropped him off, you know, and just threw his body out in the water and all that good stuff. Like, she's really upset about it. Now, she tells Rob, like, look, I'll give you the money. But we also learned that they also have a strained relationship. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm jumping around the place. But we do learn that they have a strained relationship, which we already knew that he wasn't really close with his family. But she says to him that she'll give him the money, but she wants something from him in return. So he asked for $50,000, and she's like, she wants to know who it was that did this to her brother, and that he should also want to know who did this to his uncle. And I'm just like, oh, goodness gracious, here we go. So now we know that there's definitely gonna be some stuff going on because Duda is the one who did all of this, and hopefully our boy Victor will not get caught up in this because he did have to help drop the body off. So it just feels like all of this stuff is about to go haywire. So he tells her, like, look, I'm gonna need 100 bands because I ain't no detective. But when he asked for that 100 bands, I'm like, God dang, bro, like, why you have to do that? Because as soon as he does that, now she wants something even more, and we all know what she wants him to do. So this is definitely gonna heat up. It's gonna get interesting. So anyway, y'all, this episode was entitled Mo Duda, Mo Problems, and let me tell you, it was definitely the right name for the episode because Duda is just causing havoc all over the place. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about Tiff and Rob and what y'all thought about Keisha and Emmet's situation. Go ahead and get the conversation started down below. If you like the video, make sure to go ahead and like and share the video. If you are not subscribed to your girl channel already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future The Shy content. Meanwhile, YouTube says that you just might like this video next, so go ahead and take a look. Until next time, guys. Peace.
But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at.